Episode 3, Week 10. Here we are again. You know what the spot is. Co-host Mike Vanatta back for a third week in a row. Wow. Mike, how you doing?
Doing well, Jordy. Thanks for having me.
Still winning?
Staying winning.
And special guest, Episode 3, Nathan Vonasek. Nathan the Fantastics. 6-3. 3-game winning streak, by the way. Got a big win over Bancroft this past weekend, but he did lose Tucker Kraft. Had to hit you home. Nate, how's the season going? How you feeling?
Pretty good. I've been kind of trying to manufacture these. I've had to do a lot of work. My quarterbacks have not been good. I've had to do, when you run with Brock Purdy, who's played all of 2 weeks, and Bryce Young and Tua for most of the year. You've really had to work outside of quarterbacks in a league that, let's face it, just depends a lot. They're a big key part, but I've had some success. I started early on the season with I had a lot of wide receiver depth, and I've been able to, as stated, Tucker Kraft was a huge part of it, and now losing him is going to make it so that I have to. I put in a $0 bid on Colston Loveland.
Got him.
What's that?
You got him.
Nate, as a Vikings fan, is it bittersweet losing your starting tight end, but also knowing he's a Packer?
Well,
also just he's one of those guys. He's kind of on that same level of Cam Scatterbo for me, where I just love watching him play football. Big guy, breaks a lot of tackles, a lot of yak. So I as a Vikings fan, I love watching the Packers lose. I'm not one to cheer for injuries.
It's because he's white.
I just like to see people.
Don't get yourself canceled, but
it's well, that's not necessarily true. That's a big Antonio Gates guy too.
Oh.
But anyway, it does suck. So I've been having to, figure a way out, and
let's talk about it. You're 6-3.
Free agency stuff, right?
Number 4. You're gonna be feeling pretty good.
I feel pretty good. Like I said, losing him he's probably my most consistent pass catcher, so that sucks. And but I did get the good news that the best quarterback I've had all year has been, like, consistency wise, has been Jacoby Brissett, who I picked up off waivers, and then I read today that Kyler's shut down for at least 4 games. So I've got him going for a little while I hope Brock Purdy gets healthy, and then I don't have to dance around the absolutely terrible quarterbacks that I have otherwise.
Hey, welcome to the party.
But and we'll go into this here soon. But I've been fortunate that I've made some trades for
big trade guy,
for some decent fellas that I feel pretty good about. So I feel pretty good about it. It's going to be I still got to get through the season. There's still a realm in which I don't make the playoffs. So
yeah, you're gonna be 6-4 after this week, obviously.
I would imagine one of us hopes that, yeah.
Big matchup. Packers versus
It is, and we seem to be equally matched from projection standards anyway.
Fun week for matchups.
I'm not
Yeah, some absolute
you and I are pretty
absolute zingers.
I
think our feature matchup.
Clausen and
go ahead.
Goss.
Yep, that's
all I got.
Toilet bowl is gonna be a fucking Goss and Doss.
Got the toilet bowl. We got the country kid matchup, Wentz and Smitty.
Ooh,
that's going to be a big one.
That's a goodie.
That's going to be, we'll call that the trash talking bowl.
Yep.
I got to play Wang, who's coming off his first loss in like 6 weeks, and he's going to be hungry. Yeah, we got some good ones.
All right, we gotta talk about it. Let's go to transactions here. This week, well, there's Nate's Colson love him. That's the one thing. Also, what happened? Marcus Mariota, $84. And it turns out, which I didn't even know, which obviously Mike didn't know, he's on the same bye week as I don't know which quarterback is on the bye that week.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert, Mike's second quarterback. Mike,
You know, from a layman's point of view, I can see how this looks like a gaffe from my end, but
Mhm.
I think what maybe isn't being considered is that some of us are over here playing chess while others are playing checkers.
this is some bullshit.
I mean, I wouldn't expect everybody to understand a move like this when I've been just, I'm not going to say untouchable, but I've been operating at a higher level than a lot of people who are critical of this move.
What makes it better? What makes it better is that fucking Goss had to tell you in the group chat for you to even know. Otherwise,
Allegedly.
we would have got to week 12 and you would have gone, oh, what the hell?
Allegedly, maybe this was some market manipulation on my part, and I'm just like to play dumb.
This guy.
Or
Well-
maybe I didn't consider the bye weeks. I guess we won't know. How could we know?
I went into that whole thing and I went and checked just to see maybe you were playing Goss this year and this was a strategic move,
Yep.
knowing that you didn't have any quarterbacks. That is just not the case.
No.
And
There's-
you're getting Clausen to win.
The
you know,
to kind of piggyback off this point, got I don't know if I'll read the exact ones, but in my favorite little segment of text to the commish, one other player who put a bid in on Marcus Mariota was under the assumption that we were paying real money for these people and was
Oh,
very
boy.
confused that Mike would spend $84 on a shitty quarterback.
stop
No,
it.
I'm not going to go into who that might have been, but there was a bid from Bancroft, Gary, Clausen, and Michael Goss.
Process of elimination.
Three of those
gets
guys have
me-
been in this league before.
Yeah.
So it makes me understand his $4 bid a little bit more when he thought he was actually only paying $4 for him.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep.
Goodness gracious.
And then he got mad at me for not telling the new guy the rules. What? Unbelievable.
You can lead a horse to water. I tell you what.
That's going to be a fantastic
It's true.
podcast whenever we get him on.
Oof. Can't wait.
But moving on. Nate, you wanted to talk trades.
Well, there's a few things. I'd like to go over some of the trades that were made.
I got him up here.
Going
also,
forward here.
Go ahead.
Well, we've had quite a few. It looks like it started. I think the first one was you
Yep.
and Clausen, correct, or was it?
Yep. Me and Klaus and I went.
We've had a few. It's been a little bit more.
I got Gibbs and Higgins for Kamara and JJ. Obviously, JJ got hurt, so we.
And
cut
so
him on that one.
what I'd like to do is kind of go through and apply some thought to who won and who lost these trades. And obviously, as you said, Jahmyr Gibbs for Kamara. I mean, you just hold the wool over somebody who doesn't know how the free agency works. Or wait, somebody who could have been, I don't know. It's tough to tell. I don't even know if he watches this. Who knows?
No chance. Clausen watches this thing.
No. Zero.
So, yeah, that one seems like you may have been picking on somebody there, but that was on the outset. JJ was still healthy.
He needed a quarterback.
So,
So there is
and he
that.
did need a quarterback.
Quarterbacks at a premium
So-
in this league.
Yeah. Which, yeah, it is what it is. Then the next trade here, we've got a couple of people who are often involved in trades. In looks like Goss and Smitty.
And Smitty, yep.
Yep.
And Jalen Warren went to Smitty and
Yep.
DK Metcalf. I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't know who could have won that one. It's still up
Feels
in the
like a
air.
break even.
pretty much.
Yep.
I would say, I mean, Jalen Warren not being healthy for a chunk of time probably helps Goss there.
Yeah.
What
about the
I don't know.
Jordan Addison for Trey Benson
trade?
trade?
That one seems like a pretty even-handed trade, which is not a usual thing.
Doesn't happen very often.
Then we got this was an unfortunate one for Clausen, of course. Trading Jordan Addison for Trey Benson. Or no, this was an unfortunate one for Gary.
For Gare.
Yep.
Oh, Gare Bear.
Clausen killed him.
That's a tough one.
Trey
Benson looked like
he got put on the IR like the day after or something, didn't he?
Yeah, I went and looked back. So the trade went through September 30th, 11:47 a.m.
Yep.
The next day, so October 1st, at 11:43 a.m., Schefter tweeted out that Trey Benson was done. So it was just a hair under 24 hours later. And obviously before a game had been played.
Oof.
I mean, it's hard to imagine that wasn't a little bit of voodoo from Clausen.
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? It's two teams that doesn't seem like it matters a whole lot.
Oh, hey, shots fired. Come on.
At this point, we'll see. Gary might become relevant. Time will tell.
Gary might send a group text for the first time in months if after that one.
Oh, boy.
Well, I mean, facts are facts.
Yep.
And if he does become relevant, it'll become because of this next trade, which was me. And I was trying to bolster a running back stable that I have that was not looking good at the time. Yep. I traded him quite a bit, and it was mostly just to get Derrick Henry because I felt that when Lamar came back, he was going to get better. And I gave him, at this point now, when Flacco, I didn't anticipate Flacco going to Cincinnati, and he's kind of reinvigorated Chase Brown because up until that point, he was trash. Sutton was playing well, and A.J. Brown was not. And A.J. Brown's had a good game. Tony Pollard is just, I didn't want him on my team anymore.
That guy's allergic to the end zone.
Chase Brown's been coming on, though.
Yes. So at this stage, I'd say I think Gary may have won this trade. I've had one good week out of Keenan Allen so far. He hasn't done a whole lot, but it was more along the lines of just I needed to make sure I got something back from wide receiver. But I do believe Derrick Henry will have good weeks going forward. I think this one is definitely a time will tell, kind of like the Jalen Warren DK one. I got a feeling like I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. This next one's huge. This is a huge trade.
Ooh, boy.
This one involves Goss. Once again, an oft-involved tradie. Also got bit by a couple of pretty bad injuries in this one, unfortunately for him.
I mean, I fucking won this trade by a mile. Who are we kidding?
Yeah.
You definitely. Well, I mean, the poor thing is Hunter looked like he was about to take off. But I've been saying from the jump, I kind of stayed away from Hunter in all my leagues, mostly because the idea of him playing both ways just didn't appeal to me. I was like, he's going to get hurt. It's going to happen. It's a 17-game season in the NFL. That's a lot more than they're used to playing. He didn't even make it 10 games. So Jane Daniels, in my opinion, is another guy. I think he's good, but I also think he's too small to play the football the way he does. And let's see here. Drake London is the real piece in this whole trade.
Yep.
You could argue that Jaden Daniels was a better quarterback, but at this point, it doesn't matter. Kamani Vidal has been okay. He's had one good week and one okay week.
Up and down.
I do like it. It's a pretty square trade. I think at the outset it looked pretty square. And then this last one is me and once again, Gossman, who he does not sit back on his haunches. He's going to go out there and try and change his fate. So I was ready to move on after CD came back. Also wasn't a huge believer in Jordan Mason, and I saw a chance to get James Cook. And I have been a big fan of Troy Franklin. He gets a lot of targets. But what I saw was an opportunity to get 3 top-tier running backs, 3 RB1s that had all had their bye at that point. And then I could change probably the consistency of my team. I am kind of old school in fantasy football. I do believe in high-volume running backs.
Oh.
And they can outshine the rest of your roster if you're.
He's an old soul of fantasy football.
That is true, but
3 points
now I went from Chase Brown, Jordan Mason, Josh Jacobs, to James Cook, Derrick Henry, and Josh Jacobs, and I feel a lot better about that than I did beforehand.
Yeah, hard to argue.
But my wide receivers are in tough shape. I was also banking on the idea of Tucker Kraft being around because he's big around the goal line. So that's that. I thought that was an interesting thing. It is weird. I do feel like we've been a little more active in trades, and maybe that coincides with what you guys spoke about last week.
What I would
where people
like the idea that we have a lot of trades in this league. I'm in a bunch of other leagues, and I don't think any other league hardly ever has trades.
It is so. This is where I want to get into trade etiquette now. This is where I kind of like to think that like trades can be tough.
Yep.
And the reason why Goss is involved in a lot of them is he's not afraid to.
Nope.
But the thing about trading is you have to feel like it's a gamble, and it's really hard to kind of sometimes get over that hump depending on who they're asking for and what you're trying to do. Which is where we get into a little bit more of an etiquette issue. Now, I'm not going to talk about who. I'm not going to name names, but there are people out there there is something to be said about, if you are the trade presenter, you're usually going to try and come around and send out a trade that benefits you fairly obviously, right? You want to sell high right away. You can't win the lottery without buying a ticket, right? So you send out the trade hoping that somebody's going to take something that you kind of know you're getting the best of them, which happens. It happens. Not as often as you might think, but it happens. But this is where things can get a little hairy. Now, people really do like to try to sell the idea. Some people do. That's not my style. I usually like to come at people with an open, fair trade right out the gates. Like, this is what I think is fair. Now, I am biased, so there's usually probably a little less than fair at times, but there are people in our league that go about it
That's because
in a different way.
Nate, I think
after they send you your trade,
Nate, you actually think about what the other person is going to actually get out of the trade, whereas half of them send trades without even putting any thought into what the other person is going to get.
It's just who they can bear getting rid of.
Yeah. Here's the 3 guys I want. Here's 3 guys I don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like to make trades based on hunches. That was the thing, like I said, with Derrick Henry. That was a hunch, but I also had to give up a haul. I kind of figured I would to get Derrick Henry out of Gary because he was bar none his best back at that point in the season. But yes, I generally try to make a trade that I think, because I also believe that, I'm smart and I've been doing this long enough, playing this game long enough that I know whether or not a trade benefits me at least a little bit. But like I said, good trade, you should have to go. I have never accepted a trade that was presented to me in which I didn't go, I need a day to think about that. You need to give me a night to sleep on this. That's why I think the perfect time to offer a trade is usually Tuesday, Wednesday night sometime. You want to get it in before Thursday because some leagues you won't get the trade through till the week after unless you do it before the Thursday night game. But there are people who will try to sell you, and then they'll try to sell you the idea and tell you why what they're giving you is better than what they're getting back, and how they're really the loser in this trade. And I mean, at this point, we're all 40 years old, and we can kind of read 40 or, older. Not you, never. So it's just gotten to a point where, like, I do believe that, and I'm the kind of guy that when I'll try my thing and I will send out what I think is the most even trade. I do believe that there should be a back and forth. If you don't feel like you like a trade, please try and send something back if there's even just a slight interest in what's involved in it. But if you're not, I also am honest. Like, I will give detailed explanations as to, I don't want this guy and this is why. I don't want that guy because this is why.
Nate,
I will tell you what, huh?
me and you worked on a trade, and it was close.
We got close.
Yep.
We got real close. I can't even remember who it was, but I think it involved Jahmyr Gibbs. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I even agreed it was like a good trade. I just couldn't. Couldn't pull the trigger on moving on it.
And that's going to happen. This is the game. You got to. Like I said, you can't make a deal if you don't bring it up. And this is where we get to a point where, like, okay, if you've stalled out and you don't think it's going to happen, you have two options here. One option is you can just go, okay, well, I don't think this is going to work, and I'm going to move on and see if I can find a different partner for a trade.
Nope.
Or you can do what some people in our league like to do and start to get very angry and tell people that they're terrible and that all the players that they have are terrible, even though they tried to trade for them. And I'm not going to name names, but I think we all know who we're talking about.
Oh, wow.
But nonetheless, that's the way I feel. I do believe in a healthy trading block for the league. I do believe that you should try to, if you don't, you're going to be on the bottom side of the league sometimes. And to be honest with you, I was about 3 weeks ago, and
Pay attention.
my trades have started to work for me. I had an immediate return on the Franklin Cook one, and I was not afraid to let Goss know about it. But I digress. I did. I don't know if we want to go into tiers. I don't know. That feels like it might be mean.
Well, there's a tier of
I'm not much.
There's a tier of guys that are just never going to make a trade. Wentz is never going to agree to a trade.
That's true, especially the guy that he's got the ability to bolster his team because he's got four pretty good quarterbacks.
Never going to do it.
And he just can't bring himself to do it. And I get it. I mean, like I said, there's going to be a certain amount of comfort issue with trades. You got to be able to you got to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And, here's the thing. In Wentz's defense, he has been near the top of the league for most of the year, regardless of whether he's getting lucky or not. He's been at the top of the league. So it's hard to adjust when you're winning.
It's a great
you don't see a lot of people take normally if you're making trades and you're at the top of the league, it's because you're presenting the trade. You're not really going to take a whole lot of trade offers unless they're really sending you something juicy, which I doubt they are. Knowing the people who like to throw out trades in this league, it's rare.
You also got to you could take the Goss approach, which is just pure volume.
Oh, yeah.
Just send enough trades. Send enough trades. Somebody's going to find something at some point.
Throw it at the wall. Something will stick eventually. Yeah, 100%. And the funny part is with him is the more desperate he gets, the more likely he's going to find something that you'll like.
Yeah. I think
I did not expect James Cook, but I got him. He'd been pretty bullish about him early on.
Four message interaction before I got to the trade that I wanted with Goss. I was like, you send me this, I'll send you that. It's like, good, got it.
Yep. Yep. There are people that just won't trade. Then there's the people that'll. There's the throw it at the wall till it sticks.
Nope.
And then there's people that are just going to try and rob you blind. And once again, I'm not going to name names, but when it happens and you don't agree with it, they get pretty. I'm going to call it.
Uh-oh. Did he freeze?
Did we lose him? He's been lagging the whole show.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh no!
I'll grab the baton while he sorts his issues out.
Let's see if he comes back.
With these tiers in mind, I took some time and I kind of fleshed out some of the trade archetypes I think we see in our group most often. And I think some people fall into more than one of these, but here's what I came up with. So I've got the what I'm going to call the used car salesman, which is the guy who knows he's just got a bunch of lemons, but he's going to shop them out there anyway. He's got to make that quota. We've got the analytics guys who will completely just Bible the Yahoo rankings and go, oh, you're going to win this trade. You better take this trade. It's better for you. Look at Yahoo's projecting more points. And they lean everything on that. We've got the injury panic guys who, anytime there's even sort of a twisted ankle, they're like, anybody want to trade for this guy? We've got one of my favorites that I'm calling the negotiator, but emphasis on the neg, because he will send you a trade and then tell you all the players that he wants to get from you suck ass, and you should just get rid of them. I've got what I call the Costco guy, who's he's scraping the bargain bin and trying to offer you 3 bums to try and upgrade. Here's 3 of these bargain bin guys, and I just want one of your guys. So that's fair, right? And then the last one I came up with was what I called the canned meat guy, which is the guy who just spams, which is the volume you guys talked about. Just spam and trade. It's like a dopamine rush he's after. Like he just wants to put it all on black.
Pretty good. One of my favorite things to do is when somebody sends me just an obnoxious trade rape of a trade proposition. They send them something back just as obnoxious. Just hoping it just gets just the same amount of a kick out of it as I do.
What I like about our group is that obviously we've all been friends forever, so there's so much transparency, and all anybody ever has to do in the group is say, hey, what are you offering? And then somebody will screenshot the trade proposal and send it to the group, and then that's when you get the chuckle boxes who are going, are you kidding me right now? And we get to have a court of public opinion on this trade before it even goes through.
Oh, man. I do wish you could kind of go public with trades more often.
It would be. I mean, it's worth it. I think it would be kind of give it a little breaking
cut down on the trade
news.
though. If except for Goss would still send them if people saw them. But
oh gosh, yeah, 100%.
But I mean, I like the amount of trades we get in the league. It's like I said, it's better than most leagues I'm in. Now, part of that is we know each other. Like we have some leagues I'm in, like people don't know each other as well. But it's a good, entertaining. Makes me laugh half the time when I get a trade offer from people because I just know it depends on who it's coming from. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, and it should be said we are getting close to trade deadline, so boys,
22nd.
Don't be shy.
We got a couple weeks left. Goss has got a few left in him.
Oh yeah, he's cooking something up.
Man.
Yep. All right, next segment.
Always,
Nate, you're lagging, but we're gonna work through it. All right.
I love it.
Group text of the week.
It's
big enough for me? Maybe a little bigger. Oh. Text from me.
So obviously a little bit of context that goes into this is that Smitty proposed a rule change, and I believe this all was happening either Sunday or Monday, like while games were going on. Yep. And Smitty proposed a rule change that It's come up before in the group and very clearly would have benefited him in this moment, in this week. And so your response of saying that your proposed rule trade is new rule. No rules propositions that would have changed the outcome of your current week's game. And
Well, it's an easy
we,
rule.
we, we had some great texts this week. We had some ones that got a good chuckle out of me, but this one got me to chuckle, and I think it's a point worth bringing up.
You know, you got to have order in a league. You have to have rules. And if we let Wentz and Smitty just make up rules every time they lose a match, so they wouldn't get the loss, we'd never get a set league.
This isn't non-smoking. This is fantasy football.
I think we're gonna roll this right into Commish Corner, which is Smitty's rule proposition, because he brings it up. He brings it up to me every single year, and tries to explain it to me like I don't understand what it means. Whereas I very much do understand what it means. One, Yahoo can't even do it, I don't think. At least they couldn't as of last year. Two, I mean, what's the point of even having matchups then if we're just going to reward who scores the most points, which is how fantasy started 20 years ago. There was no matchups and it was boring as hell.
Yeah.
So I understand the idea of it, that it rewards the fucking people who are scoring more points. But that's freaking half the fun, isn't it?
I sure think so. I mean, that's sports. That's how games are. Sometimes you score the second most points and lose. I mean, if the Vikings lose to the Lions, 49-42, they don't get to go, "Hey, league office, we scored more than everybody else in the division. Shouldn't we get a win?" Like, it's just not. I mean, it takes away from the entire spirit of competition. I think it's. And the thing I'd love to ask Smitty is, does this get brought up this year if he's having more of a Wentz year where he's winning, not scoring a lot of points?
Oh.
That's a good point. I've always believed that fantasy football should always have an element of random. It shouldn't be. Oh well, I have the best team, so I should be the winner.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what it's all about. That's also why we have. I mean, we pay out points, don't we?
Yep. Well, no, we pay out whoever wins the regular season, and then the playoff.
Is that record or points?
Record. Tiebreakers points.
Well, then, if he's really concerned about it, I guess what he should be proposing should be we should have a points championship at the end of the season.
Yep. You can do it that way and pay out that. But...
And then, well, I mean, you just lessen it and make the playoff championships more of a payout, I guess. I don't know.
I've always
I think you get a lot more people voting for that than you would for all play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've always leaned more rewarding the regular season because you grind all year and then get first, and then somebody else just goes on a 2-game or 3-game run to win the playoffs. And it's like, that's always been my mind on that. But I don't mind having the fun of the playoff, obviously adds to it. I will say,
is it possible to do divisions in Yahoo? Like 4-team divisions?
No, I don't think so. But I will say I have one positive to Smitty's rule proposition that I am thinking I would enjoy. Every week, instead of Clausen going 0-1, we'd get to make fun of him for going 0-2. That would be my only. It's my one positive on the note of that kind of rule.
All right. So this isn't without merit. I like it.
I mean, I'm just saying, it would add some little spice.
That's pretty good. I mean, the idea that got brought up sarcastically last year, there was that. I mean, let's just have the draft, decide who's got the best team, and call it.
Yep.
Not have to field lineups and deal with injuries.
Yeah, I do love the draft.
1 in 15 against the median.
My new order of favorite things about fantasy football is the draft, the podcast, and then actually playing fantasy football's last.
The draft, the podcast, the group chat, and then actually playing the games.
Yep. Actually doing everything else. Hate it.
Yep.
It's the worst. Yeah, this was Smitty's. Smitty went through and did the math, and I don't know, doesn't change a lot.
I will say, to Josh's credit,
He's
probably took a pretty good amount of legwork to find the median every week and then adjust everybody's record against it. I mean, it's not like it's hard, but it probably took him a while. So I respect that much, but I don't know. I don't see enough merit in this process to pursue it. I don't like it.
All I see is the Clausen would be 1-15. That's a lot of merit.
1-15.
It'd be 2-30.
Mike, what were you last year? You had a horrible year.
1-13.
Holy smokes!
And if memory serves, I lost my last 8 games.
Oh.
And I can't remember if it was just I fielded a bad team or if I was decimated with injury or a little bit of both, but it was a slog.
Who'd you beat? Can you remember?
I don't remember. I'd have to look back.
I feel like you beat me.
I might have. I mean, if there was any one person I would have wanted to beat.
Unbelievable. Co-hosts. We got to look out for you. We got to split our series this year, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. Here, I'm going to go back. I'm already.
You beat me already?
I'm already halfway there here. Hang on.
No. Who'd you beat? That poor sucker.
We are 2024.
I forgot you went 1-13. Oof.
Continue without me. This is going to take just a sec while I figure this out.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I'm schedule. There I am. I beat Medi.
Oh.
Week 6.
Oh.
134 to 100.
Oh,
And I mean, some of these weeks, it was pretty obvious. I just had terrible, terrible weeks. I mean, 71 points,
So
94 points.
From the bottom to the top?
Yeah. Some of these I scored points and just lost to somebody who scored more, and it was just that kind of year.
Like, I'm happy for you, but I also, for the podcast, I want to see you crash and burn just for pure segments and bits on the podcast.
Duly noted.
Ideally, what happens is I sneak into the playoffs. You somehow end up second in the regular season, and then I beat you in the first round of the playoffs. You don't win any money after leading the league all year.
That would track. That would be about how things typically go for me.
Pure podcast content. That's the best scenario we have, I think.
Seems hard to argue.
We do have a new segment, by the way, coming up.
Let's.
The segment's been a secret from Mike. I called it Do Your Homework. The full name would be Do Your Homework, Mike, and learn your guess of the week's background.
Okay.
I am going to ask you questions about our guest this week.
Okay.
See if Mike can have some answers and see how well he knows his guest of the week.
All right.
His good friend, by the way, Nathan Vonasek. How well does he know him? Easy one to start.
Okay.
Gimme. If you're ordering Nate around at the Hub Pub, what are you ordering him?
Shoddy egg and probably a seltzer back.
Wow. I'll accept that, but it should have said White Claw specifically.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Come on.
If we're gonna get pointed, yeah.
Yeah. But that was an easy one.
I'll take free drinks all day.
I feel like everybody knew that answer, which I don't know what that says about Nate's drinking problems, but
I appreciate the early primer to get me on my feet here.
All
right. Question 2. What is Nate Vonasek's middle name?
Oof. Nathan Thomas.
Correct.
No way! Is it really?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, it's Thomas. Yeah.
Wow.
My dad's older brother's name. That was my only namesake other than my last name. So
it's a strong name.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know the answer to that one. So
well, I'm a better friend.
That's 2-0, by the way. I thought he'd be
for you.
1-1 for sure after that one. All right. In high school, what did Nate Vonasek wear that got him in trouble with Coach Bruce Nelson at practice?
Oh, Was it?
There's
Was it
actually maybe two answers to this, but
for some reason, the first thing that came to mind was a pink bandana.
close. Pink undershirt under his
That's what it
jersey, if I
was.
remember correctly. I also believe he got in trouble, but I can't remember if this was at actual practice for wearing red cleats.
Yeah, he was. He
He
wasn't
got.
necessarily practice
Yeah.
because I wanted to wear him to the games, and we
Yep.
had to be uniform, so I needed to have black cleats like everybody else.
Oh no, he
Pink
torched you for red cleats, huh?
pink shirt though,
Yeah,
underneath the pads at practice.
well, must have.
It's a hard
Ruffled
knock life.
We all
ruffled some
know
feathers.
what he probably called me.
Yeah, we do. We won't say, we can't get censored on here, so don't say it.
We don't need that. No.
Although I think I dropped an F-bomb earlier. But
Yeah, well.
next question. So we're gonna give Mike a half a point. 2.5 and all. He got the color right. What kind of car did Nate drive that was I think it was 1973 or 74 in high school?
Mm.
Nate's gonna have to get the year. I can't remember what year it was. It was one of those 2 years.
Oh, I can almost picture it.
70s?
It was like a Cutlass, wasn't it? Was it a Cutlass Supreme?
Oh, that's close.
Ooh.
It's not right though.
Little off. 74 Impala.
Oh, man.
My favorite part was like it was like not the year to have of the Impala.
No, that's not a great Impala
No.
year.
It was a boat.
That thing was
It was a
awesome.
boat.
I think it was
What a
beast.
machine.
All right. 2.5 to 1. I got one left.
All right.
In what bone did Nate Vonasek break by getting in my way on the flag football field at UND passing camp?
I love the way you stated that question.
What do you mean?
I got in your way.
Factual.
That's what happened.
Factual
Okay.
statements.
I feel like
As
I've heard this story, but it's been so long. I'm gonna say Nate broke his finger.
No.
Damn.
So what happened was
Yeah, here we go.
just
Here
to
we go. We got to
clear
move
the
on.
air. Fair enough. I broke my sinus bone.
Oh, shit.
Knocking Jordan Knowlton completely out of the
Whoa! No, that's not exactly how it happened.
Yeah, he went limp. He went straight fighter fingers. He was
First
down
off,
for the count.
I think I might have even caught the ball, but
No, I definitely took the hit standing and then ran away like a little crying girl.
well, who looked worse after, huh?
Well, I mean, I looked worse before. That doesn't count.
All right, good segment. Pretty good answers from Mike. Pretty good questions
Yes,
by
indeed.
me. Let's a little wrap up. Anything, Mike? What's on your mind? Anything? A little signing off. How you
Yeah, I
feeling?
mean,
Gonna win it?
the transactions are trending upwards the last couple weeks since we talked about it week 8, first podcast. We are up to $183 in transaction fees this year, so keep that going, boys.
Nice.
I know that when I did my original calculations, we were on pace for about 55 to 60% of our transactions on an average, and now we're actually trending closer to about 70%. So keep them in, get those trades in before the trade deadline.
Yeah, but Mike, are you gonna win? That's what we want to know.
Oh God. Well, I got Wang this week, and if there's anybody that I want to beat more than Jordan, it's probably my fishing partner.
Oh.
Plus, he's got some bye week woes. He's down Mahomes and Rashee Rice or Xavier Worthy. I can't remember which of those receivers he's got. So he's got some work to do because I'm hot and he's missing 2 big ones. So Wang, prepare to eat it.
Nate, final thoughts? Are you gonna win this week?
Well, I played. I said it's when you look at projections, we're looking pretty close to the same here. Although that's just projections. That's under the assumption that Brock Purdy plays. I don't think he's going to play, so I'm probably going to have to make a call or two, and hopefully it'll be the right one. So there's that. Other than that, love the league. Was happy to get the invite. What was it? Must have been about 5 years ago now, something like that.
Yep, somewhere in there.
Been a pleasure to be a part of the league. I'm getting used to this whole thing. I think this was the first auction draft league I've ever been in. So that's been interesting and fun to adjust to. But other than that, on that note, I would like to say draft-wise, there is one thing I'd like to throw out there. And this is just for everybody. I've been in many leagues, and I've always had a lot more fun in leagues where we have a live draft, and most of us seem to be able to find a way to get together. It is possible to do this. And if people can't make it, it happens. We can always Zoom you in. And problem is auction draft is hard to do with, but I think we could still do it from our computer, just in the same room. Talking shit is a lot easier that way. And, man, we all enjoy doing that. So
Us? Nah.
I love the idea. And even the auction, it's more fun if you do the actual draft live, like not on a computer. Because the live drafts I've done that are on the computer, it just feels like everybody like kind of sits there and stares at their computer during the whole draft too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more fun and interactive if we actually, but that being an auction, that's going to make that tough unless we hire like an auctioneer, which I'm not above.
You wouldn't have to do that. Someone would have to be in charge of
you're gonna have to
budgets.
The one thing I think you can do is you could almost run the draft on the computer, but just have us like enter the ones every single time. So then everybody can still see how much money everybody's got left and all those. Like I can manually just say it goes for $42 to Nate for whoever.
Right. We just need like a projection screen or something.
Yeah. And so then it's not timed, and then somebody's actually saying, $4, $12. But
Jordan, did you say it's not timed?
I think I can manually run like the auction. Like that's an option. So basically somebody puts a player up, we do the auction in person, and then I just enter into the computer in real time who got them for how much, and then it'll at least, because that's part of the problem is knowing how much money everybody's got left and kind of looking around. So then at least it updates for everybody to look at would be a way to do it live.
If there's no timer, how is Gary going to wait until there's 1 second left to put in a bid?
That's a good point. Well, there you go. We might have to have countdowns every time.
It'd be funny to look over at him and he's just sitting there just tapping his finger like he's just waiting. You can see it too.
Yeah. And it's like fucking Jalen Noel, $2. 3. Last second. God. I do love the draft. I do love. If we can pull it off, we got to figure out how we do it with somebody who's not there, because sometimes not everybody's going to make it.
Yeah.
You almost have to just set a date and see if everybody can. It's going to have to be. Yeah.
Yeah, and whoever couldn't make it would just have to zoom in, and I don't know. We'd figure something out.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But all right.
Well, I suppose that leaves you. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts. I'm gonna kick Vanasek's ass this week.
Oof.
And all of a sudden, these frisky Green Bowl Packers, don't let us get in the playoffs, folks. Do not let us get in the playoffs. That's all I'm going to say. All right, signing off. Nate, good having you.
Thanks, Nate.
Mike, co-host.
Always a pleasure.
Good luck to everybody. Don't tinker with your lineups too much. Week 10, let's get down to it. I want Clausen to win. I do want him to win another game.
Get him, John.
I hope he doesn't watch this podcast. He's going to be unhappy after this one.
Like he's not already.
All right, signing off. Over and out.
All right.
Stop recording.
Hey, guys.